Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know it's a different setting today. I'm actually in my car on my way to school. We are having a kindergarten distribution day, which I'm so excited about because I get to see my kiddos just for like a few seconds, but it's fine. So I'm going to take you along with me, show you what I'm prepping and what I'm sending home. So if you're interested in seeing what it is that I'm sending home, stay tuned for this video. I hope that you enjoy it, get some ideas for things that you can possibly do with your kiddos virtually or in the classroom. So here we go.
Rain is falling on my skin. I'm standing where it all began. A reason for that feeling within. Countless times been standing here. It all feels the same, I swear.
Alright, so I just came back home from school and I'm going to show you guys some of the things that I sent home. Now, I wasn't able to film this at school because, as you can imagine, there was a whole lot of like last minute prep that I had to do, running around. Parents were coming in earlier. It was just a little chaotic, so I was like, let me just go home where it's peaceful, calm, and show you guys what I sent home with my students. So as you saw in the previous clip, this is kind of what I was sending home, and I'm gonna break it down for you. And as you'll notice, I am not sending home many worksheets or like little booklets and stuff. I'm sticking more to crafts and things like that. So let me show you exactly what it is that I sent home in these little distribution bags. So first things first that I sent home was blank paper. As you know, we do a lot of watercolor paints, directed drawings and things like that. So this was an essential that I sent home. Most of them have been doing a lot of their drawings, if they don't have like loose leaf paper, in their journals. And I figured that that wasn't very good use of their journals, so I sent home some blank sheets of paper. All right, so I'm gonna be honest, I did send home 3 worksheets. Our upcoming letters are H, D, and the sight word for. So I just sent home 3 things based on each letter, and this is from, I believe, Homeschool Preschool, and it just has them kind of identify pictures, write the letter, cut, all of those things that I feel like are essential kindergarten skills. And then I also sent this home, which is a part of a sight word bundle that I found on TPT. Now this calls for paint, it's Q-tip and paint, but I didn't have enough of the little snack containers to send them home, so I was like, okay, can I still do this? And we can. We're going to just use our crayons to form the letters and write it down on the bottom. So one of the first crafts that I sent home has to do with hibernation. So as you can see here, this is a craft that we'll be doing. This is what it will look like in the end, but for this project, what I did was I just took the construction paper, paper clip, Ziploc bag, and this way it's mostly all together. I sent home 4 cotton balls, and I figure if they run out, this is something that maybe they have at home, and some googly eyes. If you don't have googly eyes, it's okay. If I didn't have these googly eyes available to me, I would have just sent maybe a small piece of white paper, and that's what they would have made the eyes out of. And brown paper. So this is it, super quick and easy. So the next activity is a snowman and paint. Now in my previous videos, I showed you that I have been using these little snack containers to store paint, and these have worked so well. It kind of keeps it all together, and I got these from my local dollar store, and I did the same thing. So I put the piece of construction paper, I did a light blue, and I stuck this in here. Oh, it's gonna look like this in the end. And pretty much what they're going to be doing is creating their own snowman using paint. And what I did was I provided them with a black piece of paper so that they can create the hat, the top hat for their snowman. And since we're going to be measuring our snowmans, I wrote this out for them in a little template, cut it out. I didn't have time to cut it out perfectly, so I'm going to ask them to cut it out, and this way they'll practice their scissor skills. Another winter activity that I'm gonna do and infuse it with addition is this one right here. Pretty much just use whatever I had available to me right then and there. So we have our purple construction paper. We counted our marshmallows in here, and I cut everything else out in here. And I stapled these 2 together. This way they don't get lost. And I told my kiddos, do not eat the marshmallows. So pretty much what I have in here and what I sent home. And I didn't cut this out perfectly because I do want the kiddos to draw out their own cups, their own mugs, and make it so that it's child created. So we have our sentence frame stem, which I will link below because I got this off of a website, so I'll link this below. So I have the 2 colors for the mugs and 2 pieces of brown for the hot chocolate. So this is all you'll need for this fun, like little wintry edition activity. So those are pretty much the activities that I have planned for January. I'm sure if I had more time to plan, I would have probably included a little bit more crafts, but I'm working with what we've got, the time that we were given, and those crafts I think they're really gonna enjoy. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to February's crafts. Nothing crazy, I promise you. In addition to sending these February crafts, I did send home some little goodie bags, and they were inspired by I believe it's Haley Teaches. I'll link it below. I pretty much did what she did. I got pink paper bags from Dollar Tree. I put the stuff inside, stapled it over, and I added a little message that said do not open until February 12th, which is the Friday before Valentine's Day. And I told them when they picked them today, do not open it until our virtual party. And I pretty much told them don't open this until February 12th. I created this little template on Canva, and if you do not have Canva, consider getting it. They have amazing things, and it is free for educators. So consider getting Canva to create fun signs. So we are celebrating Valentine's Day this month, Groundhog Day, and our 100th day of school. So I included some things for those special dates. So this first one was very easy, and we're going to be making a groundhog out of this, and it will look hopefully something like this in the end. And what I included inside, I didn't paper clip it, I just figured let me just put it in the bag. Let's see if I can grab that in here. So a black piece of paper for the nose, white for the teeth, and they're also going to be making the groundhog's ears. And I also included googly eyes in the inside. Again, this is a very easy craft. You can even do this in the classroom, and they absolutely love having their own little groundhog puppet. Next in February, we have our 100th day of school, and as I'm sure many of you guys know, 100th day of school is a super big deal. In kindergarten, primary grades, just pretty much if you're in education, the 100th day of school is pretty extravagant. Typically, if we were in person, it would be a big to-do, so many activities. I'm gonna share some of the things that I've done in previous years in a few pictures. So the first thing that I sent home, and I put it all together, is this little 100th day hat. So they're gonna color, cut, we're gonna add it onto a sentence strip, and they're just gonna be walking around with this huge 100th day rainbow on their head. We did a hat, I think like in the first distribution, and they love making their hats. So I think they're gonna have a lot of fun making a 100th day hat. We made a hat in I think like the first distribution. I sent something similar home, and they loved it, so I think they're really gonna love making this hat as well. Now, their absolute favorite and my favorite 100th day activity is how many licks will it take? If you haven't done this, consider doing it. They love it. This is the one that they all want to go to, and understandably so. So pretty much we're providing them with a lollipop and this worksheet, which I will link below as well. So pretty much what they're doing is they are licking their way to 100 using the lollipop. So I've given them their lollipop and this worksheet. So every time that they lick their lollipop, they have to color in one of the blocks from the rods until hopefully they get to the end, which these are small, so I don't think that'll happen. But it's just a fun way to kind of, you know, incorporate the 100th day, something delicious. And it's also connecting their movement with their brain and all that, you know, so there's a big connection happening here when they're counting, and it's a lot of fun. So if you want to do something like this at home, you don't necessarily need to give them the worksheet. They can definitely tally how many licks it takes to finish their lollipop. I also sent this home, which is a 100th day puzzle. So they're gonna color, cut, and this is counting by tens. I'll link it below too if I can find it. So after they are done coloring and cutting, they're going to rearrange it, put it back in order, and glue it onto here. So it's going to be, and they're gonna kind of be framing their puzzle in a sense. And this is also a great way to incorporate the counting by 10 skill that kindergartners are expected to have grasped at the end of the school year. As I said before, the 100th day is typically filled with a whole bunch of activities, but the 100th day activities that we're going to be doing are going to be all delivered virtually. So I wanted to make sure that when we were meeting live, we were doing an activity that had to do with the 100th day of school. And since we only meet live about 4 to 5 times, that's why the activities are limited in a sense. But nonetheless, I think they're going to have fun and enjoy it. something that is not theme related is this little math teen number booklet. We're gonna dive into teen numbers after we do addition. And while there are pages in their workbook, I thought it would be fun to make it a little bit different. So pretty much what I did is I got these worksheets from topschooling.net, and they're very simple sheets. You know, they're going to find the number, trace it, write it, trace it, and then put it on the 10 frames. And I put them all together from 11 to 20. I stapled them together, and I kind of left this blank because I wanted them to be able to make this into their own little math teen number booklet. So once we get started with our teen numbers, they're gonna go ahead and decorate it. We're going to write together the title of their book, and it's kind of a great way to infuse the whole literacy aspect that we find in math. Last but not least, we have Valentine's. Like I said before, I did send home some little goodie bags, but we're also gonna be doing some Valentine's Day activities while we're on screen. We're gonna be having a little virtual party, which is when they're going to open their little goodie bags, but I also included some coloring pages for them. They love to color, especially like things that are whimsical. And I'll link these below because I think I got these for free on TPT. And I just sent 2 of them home. This way they can color during our party. And we're gonna also be making a little love bug hat. So I sent home a sentence strip. I sent home these kind of 2 strips of pink paper because we're gonna fold this, and these are going to be the little legs and antennas for our love bug. Googly eyes, and 2 sheets of red paper. One of the red sheets of paper is going to be used for our love bug to make the body, make little hearts that we can add around the headband part of our little hats. And then the other red sheet is to make Valentine's Day cards. So they can go ahead, it's already folded for them, so they can just add whatever designs they want, whatever writing they want onto a little card and give it to someone that they love. So that's what I sent home for this distribution. Again, it was just very theme-based: Valentine's Day, Groundhog Day, winter, and the 100th day of school, which are all things that are coming up. So hopefully you get some ideas, whether you are teaching virtually or if you are in the classroom. These are some ideas that maybe you can incorporate into both of those rounds of teaching now. So until next time, I will see you soon. Stay safe and happy learning. Bye.
I will end up trying.